November 29th, 2024. It's a Sunday afternoon. And it's time for fetch with the dog. Which she is very happy about. The amount of fetch this dog will play is absolutely insane. Alright. Spent most of the morning playing Planet Crafter. My ground is green. There are plants growing. Soon there'll be trees. Well, there's a couple of trees that I planted. I have so long to go to drones though. Like, I want to be able to set up. I want to be able to take my backpack and dump it into one container to sort. And then the drones will just do that for me. That is what I want. And I don't want to have to go check my mines manually anymore. Set up an osmium mine. Relocated my bauxite mine. I'm sure none of these are very exciting or very important, but it's nice because it can be overwhelming where you're like, okay, well, what is one thing I can do? I can make trees. Okay, I make 3 tree spreaders. What can I do? Okay, I can make a heater or 2. Let's do that. I need iridium to make a heater. Okay, let's take a trip to get uranite from the mine so that I can break it down into pretty things. I have a whole thing with the grocery store where, well, one of my least favorite noises is the sound of like a shopping cart, especially like when it's on pavement and it's just kind of like hopping along and it's rattling and clanking. I fucking hate that sound. It makes me very anxious. The grocery store has a lot of unhappy memories attached to it from when I was little. I've been bad about getting groceries lately. Not that there's no food, but normally we plan out recipes. So there'll be like general food, and then there'll be a list of recipes that we can make. And I've just been doing more general food, which means there are things to do, but like going to make dinner is much more of an process. So that's on the list for today. I'm not going to go by myself to the grocery store. My husband and I used to go shopping together all the time. And then started like stopping after work and doing quick runs. There's a website that my husband and I have been using for recipes since college. He started using it and I was like, yes, please. It's called Budget Bites. I will say, since the inception of Budget Bites, the budget part has become slightly less on the forefront. But that's fair. They've been making recipes for 10 years, so. So I went through this morning and I made a list with recipes. One of the things that leads me to be unsure is, it used to be we'd pick like 4 or 5 recipes and those would be the big recipes for the month, and then everything else would be kind of like staple meals and filling meals. But now we can kind of do more recipes. Do a couple recipes a week as opposed to a couple recipes every 2 weeks. Doggy is stuck. Can you get it for me? Thank you. But got plans for hearty black bean quesadillas, which is one of my favorites. And it's so good and so easy and so quick. Love that. I don't like the way that this is. It's like kind of big and it's shred, this tobacco. Ooh, the rains are coming. The rains are coming down now. Are you a muddy puppy? So, this afternoon, we're going to go to the grocery store, get food for the house. There's like a certain point where the rain and the wet like reaches a maximum for the dog, and it doesn't matter. So just you're already wet and muddy, might as well get wet and muddier. Gonna have to get the same kind of dry off process. I really do love the weather up here on the Pacific Northwest. I think it's beautiful. And I might say that because I have something to sit under. I think it's beautiful. I love how everything is. I wanted to move out here since I was in high school, so it's cool that it happened. And we'll have it for at least a season of our lives. backpack. I wish I didn't think about my mom so much. Well, you keep getting the ball stuck in that little hole. I had some friends come visit me at work the other day, well, yesterday, I suppose, and someone came around and was like, hey, there's someone here to see you, and even though I knew my friend had been wanting to show up to give me back my nutmeg, my lucky nutmeg, still that fear that it's gonna be one of my parents. I don't think my mom cares enough to randomly show up out of the blue. Doesn't mean my stomach doesn't drop to my feet. Just was so much wasted time and energy on that woman. Stop putting the ball in the hole. This is not golf, it's fetch. I love her yard. And I love to picture it still as the trees behind it instead of houses. I saw it. I remember it. I think we had it for less than 2 weeks. And I know it was there. I remember how this place used to glow. The rains are coming harder now. Just never stop. So today, video games. We're gonna go grocery shopping. It's too far away. Probably do a little more paint practice. Just hang out. I just don't want to do shit today. It's for Saturday. Or rather, I would like to spend time doing things that are not altogether productive, but that I enjoy. That's a good way to put it. Got a puzzle yesterday, thinking about pulling that out. They got me at my knees. I was obviously there for paintbrushes, and then of course they were having some paper sales. Because Christmas is over. Paper pads were not really Christmassy, but were kind of green and gold and stuff that I'd use. And then of course I got because there was one that was like galaxies and think I want my next series of journals to be I'd like my next series of journals to be kind of woo-woo in theme. I finally finished up a paper that I had made in 2020. I had dyed a bunch of book pages and stuff, and I like it. I think it's pretty. I don't think it's necessarily my current style, but I made them, so I wanted to use them. So this orange and black journal, it's probably the last of its kind for a while. I do appreciate the natural color of the pages. Sometimes they are too bright. I've got to decide whether or not I'm still going to lightly coffee dye or tea dye the scrapbook papers, because the white is so white and it's so in your face, and it looks so much like the back of the paper instead of like the page itself. So maybe I'll do a light dye on a batch paper and take some watercolors or something to it. Give it some color, make them match. Oh no. Should actually spend. River, can you get that out of there, please? Thank you. Should actually spend some time making things this week. The middle of page the mini too. Be nice to finish that up. I really just have the mouth and the face of Crocodile to be a biggin. It's a large mini, so a 4x4 or a 2x2 base. Love the Swarm Crocodile. He's so cute. I've tried painting minis a couple different ways. I've learned techniques. I've done a couple of like workshops on it. But honestly, like, I put all this time and effort into this up, right? And the minis look okay. Painting each individual color, some of them look great. But it's so much easier, and it looks nice, and it looks uniform to pick like 3 colors. So I was painting a bunch of World War I style soldiers with gas masks on. And I picked brown and green. So I painted things that would be leather brown and everything else green. And then I used a soft tone ink. The inks are just, they're the way to go. It adds shadow, it adds depth, it's easy, it looks good. I'm not going to win any contests, but it takes something from being flat colors and with the detail in these models, darkness sinking into the crevices really brings things to life. And then I went in with a little bit of like gunmetal for the weaponry. And I made the gas mask eyes yellow because they are they stand out. You see the face nice. All three eyes. It's this game, Shadows of Brimstone, which I fucking love. It's by Flying Frog Games. Campaign in a box. A real dice chuck. All D6 based. The enemies run themselves. And, like, the artwork and the model work is all fantastic. We don't play maybe once a year. Pull it out. Play for a weekend or two. And I've been slowly starting to paint. Maybe that's what I'll do today, creative. I'll finish up my crocodile or alligator or whatever and see what else I have primed and ready to go. Alright. Should probably put my rambling in. I will talk to me later.